So if you're watching this video right now, chances are you find it very hard to concentrate or focus on any single task for over an hour, and you're not alone. Nowadays, people aren't really able to concentrate on anything for an hour, not to mention multiple hours. And the problem is that you may see people who are able to focus on whatever they're doing, and they're able to do so for an hour or longer. And then you realize that if you compare them with yourself or even other people who are just not able to focus for a very long period of time, the people who are actually able to concentrate for longer periods of time and focus on what they're doing usually have a lot more success with whatever it is that they have going on when compared to others who can't. Now, better concentration can help you in a lot of areas. It could help you with making more money, with work, with your business, with studying, even with your hobbies, or even just having fun. So having better concentration and being able to focus is always something that is good. And it's good because this way you can actually get whatever results you want, and then you can even get them much faster. So in this video, I'm going to break down why you're not able to concentrate, why you're not able to focus on the things that you need to, and how you can actually start doing that today so you can improve. And if you're watching this video, you probably have something that you need to do, or you're just on YouTube procrastinating right now and wasting time. So today in this video, I'm going to actually help you with showing you what's actually holding you back, why you feel like this, where you're not focusing, and what you can actually do to start improving it so you can get the results or the desired results that you're expecting from yourself. You can actually start getting those results much faster. Now, again, quick reminder, if you are new to the channel, my name is Ian, and on this channel, I talk about ways to make money, ways to save money, ways to invest your money. I talk about bank accounts, credit cards, and just about everything to do with personal finance. So if you like these videos and you like these types of topics, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. It's 100% free, won't cost you anything. Also, be sure to subscribe with the notifications on. That way you never miss the updates of when I post new videos. If you guys ever want to talk to me one-on-one, you can message me on Instagram. I'm leaving that link down below in the description. Well, that said, let's jump right into why you can't focus and what you can do to fix this. Now, to break this down, there are two main types of focus. You have scattered focus and then you have directed focus. Now, let's actually start with the first one. Scattered focus is simply just broadly distributed attention. So for example, if you're trying to do a lot of things at the same time, and some people refer to it as multitasking, then this is basically scattered focus. So you're at the gym working out, but yet you're on your phone with someone talking, and then you're also talking about a new car that you want to purchase. And so your attention is basically scattered because you're thinking about multiple things at the same time. Now, this is kind of like natural, or this is the default setting for most people, and they will usually divide their attention amongst many different things at the same time. So for example, you may be at home and let's say you're cleaning, right? So you're cleaning and you're also washing your clothes or doing your laundry at the same time. And you're also making breakfast maybe, or dinner or something. And at the same time, you're on the phone talking and you're doing like 4 or 5 different things all at the same time. So your attention is actually divided amongst these 5 different things that you're doing simultaneously, and this is scattered focus. Now, the problem with scattered focus is that our brains are not really that good at switching in between tasks and actually doing it effectively enough where it can actually do it instantaneously. So for example, maybe you don't believe this, but for example, this is why even though you're really good at what you do, if you're making, let's say, breakfast and you're washing your clothes and you're cleaning your house and you're also doing the dishes and you're on the phone at the same time, you'll realize that from time to time you were talking on the phone and then you realize that, oh wait, guess what? I just forgot to load the clothes into the washer, or load the clothes from the washer to the dryer. So now you have to go, and then by the time you do that, then you think, wait a second, I was just washing the dishes and I didn't actually finish washing the dishes. And so you'll find out that you're doing multiple tasks at the same time, but your brain isn't switching in between them instantaneously. So you're going to start forgetting things and you're going to start messing up. So when you do multiple tasks at the same time, you're basically forcing your brain to reload these tasks over and over again, and also the context and to remember what you were doing into your working memory. So you're actually forcing your brain to switch from making breakfast to washing, and then your brain is processing and it's like, okay, I was washing, I actually put the clothes in the washer, but I didn't take them out and put them in the dryer, so that's what I got to do next. And then by the time you get to that, then you're going to force your brain to think about the next task and also the context. So now it's processing, it's thinking, okay, okay, I was cleaning the house, but I only cleaned my bedroom, and that means that now I have to go back and clean the other rooms. And that's how you're overworking your brain. And at this point, it doesn't feel like you're doing that much, or it doesn't feel like you're overworking your brain, but that's actually what you're doing. And this is why from time to time, you'll mess up a lot when you're multitasking. So for example, you start cooking dinner and then you go to study, and then guess what? You forget that you were cooking, or maybe you don't even forget that you're cooking. Maybe you remember that you're cooking, but the context isn't there in your working memory. So you don't remember how long you've been cooking for. Maybe you should have been cooking for 10 minutes, but now it's 20 minutes and you just didn't remember that you've been cooking for 20 minutes, or you've passed that 20-minute period. So now your dinner is roasted and you can't eat it. And then this leads to mental exhaustion because you're just wasting your mental energy, forcing your brain to switch from task to task and load the context of all these different tasks that you're doing simultaneously. And you're pretty much just gonna exhaust yourself, and in the end, you're going to feel extremely tired. So you're gonna feel brain dead, you're not gonna be able to do anything more. And if we take a look at directed focus, this is when you simply focus on one single thing and you work on that thing until it's completed before you switch to another task. So pretty much just zoom in on this one task that you're doing and you focus your entire attention, your entire brain power, just about everything, and you forget everything else that's happening around you, and you focus on this one single task. Now, this is how you can get a lot more done, and let's now talk about how you can actually remove all distractions, because that's gonna be your biggest problem. And I'm gonna give you guys examples of how this works, and this is something that you probably experience right now. So let's say, for example, you're studying something and you have 100% of your brain focusing on whatever you're studying. Now, let's say your brain has the ability to divide its attention into 5 different things, or to think about 5 different things at the same time. Now, you're using 100% of your brain power to study in this moment, but let's say your wife walks into the room and she says, "Hey, sweetheart, dinner will be ready in 5 minutes." Now, even though this is a 10-second interaction where she simply tells you that dinner will be ready in 5 minutes, you just used one part of your brain to retain the information, and now your focus is divided because now the majority of your focus is still on studying, but you still remember now that dinner will be ready in 5 minutes. And so if you think about this, your focus is now divided because even though you're still studying, it's going to take you a while for you to actually get back to using 100% off your brain for studying, because now you still have this one simple distraction, and now you have to remember that dinner will be ready in 5 minutes. Now, similarly, like this example, today we walk around with an actual distraction device, and this is gonna be your cell phone. Every time it rings, every time it beeps, every time it vibrates, you get distracted from whatever you're doing. Now, the thing is, most people, even if you do put your phone on silent, if you study, or if you're reading, or if you're working, whatever you're doing, the first chance you get, if you feel bored, or if you want to get up and stretch your legs or something, if you want to go drink some water, usually the first thing that they'll do is they'll grab their phones, and within that 30-second break or that 1-minute break, they're going to start scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, or checking up on the news to see what their friends are doing or whoever they follow. Now, I'm not telling you that your cell phone is bad and that you should get rid of it, because you actually need one to survive today. But what I am saying is that this is the biggest distraction device, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. So instead, here is what you can and what you should do. Instead of just simply putting your cell phone on silent and having it beside you or within reach, what you need to do is to lock your cell phone in a place where it's really not that available or accessible. So if you're studying or if you're working and you need to get up and stretch for 30 seconds or just a minute, you need to grab some water to drink, or you need to walk around for just a minute to 2 minutes, then your cell phone shouldn't be right beside you. And this way you don't get tempted to actually pick it up and then get distracted and then waste 5 minutes. And then now when you're actually ready to start studying or working again, you're still distracted, because no matter how hard you try to focus on what you want to do, you still keep remembering, or your brain is still remembering somebody's photo on Instagram or some video reel that you just watched. and how funny it was. So your attention is actually divided, and even though you're trying to get back to 100% of your focus on this one thing, you can't because of that previous distraction. Now, I'm not telling you that your cell phone is the only thing that's going to distract you. There are a lot of other things that will distract you, but usually the cell phone is the biggest one, and if you can get rid of cell phone distraction, it can actually make a huge impact on you being able to concentrate more, and you'll be able to focus a lot more. So the point here is that you need to be aware of your distractions, and then you need to find a way where you can actually limit those distractions or get yourself into an environment where those distractions are not readily available to distract you from whatever task you're trying to focus on or concentrate on. Now, that is only one part of your problem, right? So the second part of your problem is sociology, and this has to do with like sleep, exercise, and that stuff. So for example, studies have shown that if you're sleeping less than 7 hours per night, you can still function, because I think you only need 4 to 5 hours minimum for you to actually function during the day. But if you're getting less than 7 hours of sleep, then if you compare that with people who are getting 8+ hours of sleep, then they're actually able to concentrate a lot more effectively during the day. And also exercise is a great way because it leads to higher levels of dopamine, and this actually helps you to relieve depression. It also makes you a lot happier, so basically puts you in a better mood to focus and concentrate a lot more than if you were to just be sitting in a chair all day. Now, when I say exercise, I'm not talking about going to the gym and doing like heavyweight lifting every single day. Exercise could be a single 10-minute walk each day. I mean, no matter how busy you are, you can definitely find 10 minutes to take a short walk every single day. Now, with that said, let me also mention this. It has to do with the food you eat. For example, if you're eating a lot of sugary foods, for example, you're drinking a lot of soda and eating donuts all day, then this is going to lead to brain fog, where you're simply going to eat this food. You're going to feel a high rush of energy, and then like 10 to 15 minutes after, your brain is actually going to feel slow and slobby, and you're going to kind of like crash and probably want to take a nap. And this is going to lead to lack of concentration and a lack of focus. So exercise is good, but also it's good to stay away from like sugary foods, soda. I mean, soda has zero benefits, so just stay away from that stuff. And also try to clean up your diet. Now, let's talk about actual concentration, right? How can you actually concentrate? And one of your biggest challenges is probably that you're trying to do too much too fast. So concentration is actually a skill that is developed over time. So if you're trying to concentrate and you're trying to improve your concentration, you're not just going to be able to move from concentrating for only 5 minutes today and then tomorrow you're going to be concentrating for like 5 hours. That's probably not going to happen. Instead, what you need to do is you need to practice the skill, and then day by day you will get better. So for example, if you can only concentrate for 5 minutes right now, then your goal should be to get yourself on a task or get yourself to concentrate on a task for 10 minutes. And once you can do this for 10 minutes, then your next goal is to concentrate for 20 minutes, because this is a skill that you're learning. And the more you practice, the more you actually do it, and the better you will get. So the point is this: if you can't concentrate for a couple of hours right now, then nothing is actually wrong with you. You can start tomorrow, but what you want to do is, instead of trying to concentrate for 2 hours tomorrow, try to concentrate on one single thing for just 10 minutes. Just block out everything else, concentrate on this one single task for 10 minutes, and then the next day you can try to do this on another task for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And that's how you work your way up into developing the skill of concentrating, and this gets better and better as you do it more and more over time. Now, another issue that you maybe experience is that you're waiting for the perfect time, or you're waiting for everything to be perfect, just about when everything is good. And you shouldn't do this, because chances of everything being perfect and all the stars aligning for you is probably not going to be anytime soon. So instead, what you need to do is to plan to concentrate on one thing for 10 minutes tomorrow, no matter how busy your schedule is and no matter what you got going on. So just block out 10 minutes of your day to concentrate on one single task. Now, another tip that I can give to you is that usually the best time for most people when they're at their peak, when they can actually zoom in and concentrate on anything, is usually soon after waking up. Probably you wake up and you have like water and you're hydrated. So maybe like an hour after waking up, then you'll probably have the best chances of higher concentration. So if you want to start this, you can actually start it tomorrow, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour after waking up. You're going to schedule a 10-minute block of your time, and you're going to focus on one single thing. And you're probably going to want to do this every single day until you develop that very good skill of concentrating on one single task. Now, here's a technique that you guys can actually do if you want to have the highest focus and the highest concentration possible. And this is actually something that's known as the Pomodoro Technique. Now, this technique says that you should choose a task, whatever you want to concentrate on. And then after choosing this task, you're going to use a stopwatch and you're going to set a timer for 25 minutes. And then you're going to put all your focus into this task with no distractions. And then when the timer goes off, you're going to take a 5-minute break. And then after that 5-minute break, you'll go back to 25 minutes of intense focus. And then after completing 4 sessions or 4 25-minute sessions with 5-minute breaks in between, then you're going to be able to take a longer break, which would usually be like around 30 minutes. Now, you don't have to follow this to the T, but this technique is helpful. So for example, you could actually modify this to make it a bit better for you, right? So you could set a timer for, let's say, 10 minutes. You could work on a task or focus on a task for 10 minutes, and then you could take a 1-minute break, and then you could go back to it. But if you do it like this, then you'll realize that you're actually able to focus and concentrate for a lot longer. So just to recap, what you need to do if you're suffering from focus issues. If you can't focus, if you can't concentrate, if you can't achieve what you want to achieve, first of all, remember that there are 2 types of focus, right? There's scattered focus and then there's directed focus. Now, you don't want to be doing scattered or sharing your focus amongst multiple things because you're just overworking your brain and exhausting yourself. And instead, you want to be doing directed focus. You want to avoid distractions, whatever these distractions are. It could be your cell phone, it could be something else, but you want to avoid all distractions. You also want to be taking care of your body. You want to get a lot of sleep. You want to eat healthy food, stop eating sugar, drinking soda. You want to exercise daily, and remember, this is a skill and you're not going to get this overnight. So you need to start with smaller bits of concentration at first, and then you can work your way up, and you can also make this a daily habit. So you want to do everything every single day, and you want to take regular breaks. So after focusing for like 10 or 15 minutes or even 20 minutes, you can take like a 1-minute break or whatever you want, but you need to take a quick short break and then go back to your task. And then you can also use the Pomodoro technique. So if you're struggling with focus issues and concentration issues, these are some tips, and I think this will really work well for you. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you've ever had focus or concentration issues, how they affected you, and also if you've used any techniques that have helped you, share that with us so we can see what that is as well. And with that said, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Don't forget to subscribe with the notifications on. All the best with your focus and achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve, and I will see you guys very soon in the next one.